Hi everyone, I'm Tally, this is Farrell, and we're bored of it. And welcome to our top 10 most played games of 2024 video.
Yeah, so we have tabulated the games we played in the calendar year of 2024, and we're now going to reveal our top 10 most played. And this isn't that came out in 2024, it's literally just what we played in the calendar year of 2024.
Yeah.
So we're just going to get straight into it and let you know what we've been playing.
Yeah.
Because obviously we've done our top 10, but is there any crossover with most played and most liked?
Favorite, yeah. True.
So let's start with number 10.
Okay, number 10.
And also just before you reveal.
The suspense.
Yeah. When games have multiple plays, so we're not going to, if like multiple games are on 8 plays, we're not going to just say like 4 games. We basically rank them then on weight. So we might have like 10, 9, 8, all being 8 plays, but they're going to get heavier as they go higher because obviously that takes more time to play.
Yeah.
The heavier they are usually.
Okay, so starting with our 10th most played game, that was Trailblazers, and we played that a total of 9 times.
See, this is one of the ones that surprised me a little bit.
Yeah.
So Trailblazers is another pipe game from Ryan Courtney, the designer who loves making pipe games. And it's basically you're kind of competing to make trails out of little cards, and you're connecting different types of trails together, and you kind of are trying to meet almost impossible challenges. It's a really nice little kind of 20, 30 minute, tile laying pipe game.
Yeah.
That we were sent for review, just to note. And this one surprised me just because liked it enough, didn't make either of our top 10s, but I'm surprised we played it that much. It must be because it's so like kind of quick and
Yeah, I think
simple.
we played a good couple of games within a single session, didn't we? That will obviously pump the total play numbers up. So I think most times we played it, we probably played 2 or 3 times in a single session. But yeah, it's a game actually I would like to get out again. I almost thought about when you let me pick a game over the Christmas break, getting it out. It's a super nice theme. We always love kind of nature themed games.
Yeah.
So if you like something like parks, you might also quite like Trailblazers as well. It's kind of different mechanically, but similar vibe, that kind of like woodland feel.
Yeah. Well, we do have the kind of small expansion to try out, so we should get it back to the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, move on to number 9. That was Undaunted 2200 Callisto. And we played that also 9 times, but arguably much heavier than Trailblazers.
Yeah, arguably. So this is the newest game in the Undaunted series, now set in kind of a fictional sci-fi setting. I actually had this on my top 10 list, so nice to see it also on our most played.
Yeah.
And this is just literally because we played the entire campaign. It's a loose campaign. You just kind of like tot up wins and losses.
Different scenarios along the way.
Yeah, there's not any kind of legacy elements. But we just played every map mission before we reviewed it, and then we went back, and because we kept to being the same side, we swapped sides for the 9th play.
Yeah.
And that's about it. But I mean, we had a great time. It's some of my favorite Undaunted maps, I think.
Yeah, I really enjoyed playing the game, but I think I said it in the video where we were revealing our top 10. I just prefer the more realistic or non-fiction theme of the kind of true to life events ones around like World War II battles rather than the kind of fictional side of it. But I mean, it's pretty similar mechanically, pretty much the same system. So still massively enjoyed it. Just the other ones edge it for me.
Yep.
All right, moving on to number 8. That is Harrow County, and we also played that 9 times.
This one doesn't surprise me because we played it a lot when we first got it. And a lot of that was out of fun more than to do a review. And also actually just know we're sent Callisto for review as well, but not this game, Harrow County. So Harrow County is primarily a 2-player only game, although with kind of You can play with 3 players in the base game and 4 with an expansion, but I think that's a difficult proposition because everyone involved has to know the game intimately before you can get to that level, which is like a weird ask when it's mainly 2-player. But I had it again in my top 10. We both had it in our top 10 2-player games of all time list.
Yeah.
And it's basically set on the kind of graphic novel series of Harrow County. And your asymmetric factions kind of doing asymmetric things, battling it out, like a little bit of area control. And you kind of have different goals, basically. I really enjoyed it. It was one that I really wanted to get out when we were kind of thinking about our top 10 of the year, but we just never got around to it. So I hope to get it out soon. And I mean, we just played this 9 times for fun, basically.
Fun stress, I would say, actually. I think you enjoy it more than I do. Yeah. I do really like the game, but I think I was not very good at it. Like a lot of games, I think you kept beating me in the beginning, so there's a bit of an element, because it is head-to-head, it is quite tense, right? Yeah. So for me, I enjoy those games, but they wouldn't be above like another type of game, I think, let's say. Yeah. All right, so number 7 we're on now, and I can remember this one off the top of my head without my digital support device. It is So Clover. And we played that 11 times, so there was not a single game that we played 10 times. We skipped the 10 mark.
You can take this one?
Yeah, so Clover, I mean, we talk about it quite a lot on this channel.
Well, recently at least.
Yeah. It's a kind of family style, one of the word games, kind of similar to Codenames or Decrypto, something like this. But the kind of twist here is that it is cooperative. So you kind of have a clover where you put some words on the clover, and there's 2 words on each side. It's a 4-leaf clover, and you have to write a word on each side so that you can give your teammates a clue as to what kind of word cards should go where, essentially. And it's something that both of our families really enjoy, so that really pumps the playtime up. It's one of my mum's favourite games, so that's really contributing probably 80 to 90% share of the
I actually thought
plays.
I actually thought that because they came for Christmas again this year, it would go up to like almost number 1. But actually what happened this Christmas is we played like 2 to 3 games of about 20 different games rather than like 20 games of So Clover.
Sure.
We went through your Just One, your Codenames, your So Clover, got through a lot of games.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think you got me Just One for my birthday, which is somewhat similar in the fact that it's a word game and it's also cooperative.
And that's Call of the New now
exactly.
for your mum.
Yeah, so that's kind of took over this year a little bit from So Clover, so we didn't play it as much as we expected to, I think.
Yep.
So number 6 is Heat.
Yeah, and this is the one that surprised me the most.
Yeah, we played it also 11 times. Wow, yeah.
It doesn't feel like it, because I think in part this is because we got sent the expansion for review purposes, so we got it out a few times. But I think also some of those times were just for fun, basically, with friends. And Heat is a very accessible racing game. I mean, I don't think I need to say too much because it's been exceptionally popular since it came out. Just a very kind of light, good racing game, very good hand management.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is a quite surprising one. I guess it's just one of those games that is so accessible, kind of like your Wingspans, you could say. It's just easy to get to the table. It's an easy game to reach for, but it's not due to any particular desire of us, I think, to get it to the table.
No, I don't think it was just us. We wouldn't pick it, but very much something to play with friends. I think when you introduce it to people, it's almost kind of got a bit of it's novel. Yeah. The fact that you can have this kind of racing game that is a board game. I think, with the hand management. So I think it always goes down really well as well. So the next one, so that is number 5. And we played this game 14 times. So again, a bit of a jump from 11. And that was Star Wars Unlimited.
Star Wars Unlimited. So this is the kind of 2-player collectible trading card game that was released early in 2024. I remember, I think a fair few of those plays have, I think a lot of them have been with you, but a fair few, like 4 or 5, were with a friend. I took it skiing. We tried it out for the first time before you played it. And this is a game I really like as a 2-player game. I think you're a bit colder on it.
Again, because I'm bad at it.
But I really, really enjoyed this collectible trading card game. It's the first one I've kind of got involved with. We got sent the kind of first and second starter packs for review. Then I bought some booster packs, and we've kind of created our own decks. It's just a really like nice, quick playing. I like the kind of rhythm and system and the cards, even though I'm not huge on Star Wars as an IP. Just a really good 2-player game. And the reason it's kind of been played so many times is I wanted to play it, wanted to try out new cards, new decks, and keep exploring it, basically.
Yeah, I think we took it on a holiday as well. So because it's very...
Yeah, we did the first time, I think. We took it to Poland. Yeah, that was the first time you played it.
Very transportable, since it is basically just cards. So
not anymore, I think. But
it contributes to upping the playtime. So we're sat in like a nice hotel bar playing Star Wars Unlimited, living the dream. All right, so moving on to number 4. Jumped up in 1 place, so it's 15 plays, but jumping up a lot in weight, I would say, was Imperium.
Yeah, so for this, it's the Imperium series from Osprey Publisher. They're kind of civilization deck builder games. And you have Legends, Classics, and Horizons. And so we've grouped them all together because we were provided all 3 of them by the publisher for review. And we obviously played all 3 games. So part of it is that we did a buyer's guide for them. So we had to play all 3 games in an amount of depth to give that buyer's guide.
Contrast.
But we also very much enjoyed it. I would say it's one of the more defining games of the year because we did play so much of it. And we very much enjoyed it. We really liked what it had to offer, exploring the different civilizations. I think this is also quite an impressive one. What was it, number 4? To be that high, because it does take a long time to play.
Definitely.
Like 2 hours minimum for 2 players.
At least.
Depending on civilization, but.
Yeah, definitely the memory or like feeling that I have of it is kind of sitting on Saturday afternoons, drinking tea and spending a good few hours of the day spent playing Imperium.
Yeah, so, exactly.
Yeah, it's almost relaxing in a way because we've talked about it before, but when the other player is taking their turn, you don't have much to do. So you can go off and do some chores, and it's very like chill in that way.
Yeah.
So it's also quite nice.
Yeah, and if you wanted a breakdown further, Horizons was the one we played the most because it has the most factions.
Yep, so moving on to number 3, also a somewhat heavier game. We played it 16 times and it was Arcs. Yeah,
do you want to take Arcs?
Not really.
So Arcs is the game that most people are saying was the best game of 2024. We actually both had it. I think you had it second.
I think so. Definitely second or third.
Third, fourth. We actually just played this on New Year's Eve and got it out again so that one player that put it up there. But Arcs is, a kind of new twist on a classic 4X game by Cole Worley, designer of Root, and this is just a really brilliant game. There's a reason that so many people have called it their game of the year, and that's also why we've played it so many times. I think even the base game just has so much to offer in terms of all the permutations, especially when you add in some slightly asymmetric elements like the lore cards and the leader cards. But then when you throw in the big expansion, the Blighted Reach, with the 3-act campaign and all the factions, I mean, the replayability and what can happen skyrockets. And it just gives you a reason to keep getting it back to the table.
Yeah.
I would like to definitely get it back more this year and play the campaign a bit more. And this number of plays is divided by both campaign and
the base game.
Yeah, and I think campaign's a bit higher and then the base game's a bit lower.
Yeah, I think we played at least 3 campaigns.
3 campaigns, and then I think 7
a couple of times. Yeah.
Of the base game.
Yeah, but we also introduced it to a friend who really liked it and specifically requested to come back round the next weekend to play another campaign. So yeah, I think we all got a little bit addicted to it, and it is a game with a lot of twists and turns. Let's say 1 minute you're on a big high, and the next you're on a big low. So it's very dramatic, but it's one of those games for me. I don't really care if I win or lose. It is all about the amazing experience that you have. So yes, very much enjoy it.
Yeah, I think something that came up as well with I knew this already, but just reiterated it with our New Year's play, was there's not a lot of, well, at least at 2 players, a lot of like kind of time investment needed. It's quick to set up. Yeah. Relatively quick to play. And the general rules are fairly like streamlined, but you get so much out of it, which is another reason that it's easy to get to the table.
Agree. All right, so getting to penultimate, number 2, that was Dead Cells, which we played 20 times.
Yeah, so Dead Cells, the board game, is a board game implementation of the roguelite video game. And this was my number 2 game of the year. It was high on your list as well, number 4, I think. So obviously it was very, very popular for both of us.
And we're not typically co-op people either, so a very big honour, I would say, to be that high up on our lists for a co-op game.
And I think here one thing that's important is we're counting a play as a run. And runs, the reason we've kind of done it so much is both because we just wanted to. So we just backed this on Kickstarter, and it was a surprise to us how much we enjoyed the gameplay. But also because it's like addictive, because it kind of taps into that roguelite addiction of you wanting to play again and again and again, because you're getting better and better and more abilities and having more to do. So runs start out very short. Like the first couple we would have done would have been like 20 minutes, if that. Yeah. And then, it gets to the point where the 20th, the 19th, they might have been an hour and a half. So there's a bit of a mix in there and why it was played so much.
Yeah, we did get a little bit addicted to that as well. It's like finish a run, like, should we go again? Definitely. So yeah, really enjoyed Dead Cells. So number 1,
always boring because it's always something like simple or relatively uninteresting.
Like a boring reason why it's super high.
Yeah, exactly.
And true to form, that is My Island. Yep. So it's kind of sequel-ish to My City, the Rainer Knizia. It's a kind of called like campaign, legacy, polyomino, or this one is hexagonal tile laying, about creating an island for yourself. And as it goes through, you kind of have different chapters and you open envelopes and have some different kind of mechanisms and goals to work on as you go through. But essentially you both have the same set of tiles, and then kind of a card is drawn, and everyone has to kind of place that same tile on their island according to the kind of set goals and rules of that particular game. But the reason it is exactly 24 plays is because there is...
it's a campaign.
It's a campaign with that amount of games in it, and if you play 2-player, you can kind of go again because it's for 4 players, but ultimately... Yeah, we just played it one time through, and there's that many games to play.
Yeah, so, exactly.
Pretty boring reason why it's the highest.
And also the games take, like, they're a bit longer than My City. It's like 15, 20, 25 minutes. So then it's also not a big burden to get through the campaign either. Yeah. Because usually it's split into episodes, which are like groups of 3. And usually you're doing at least 1 episode when you play, just because it's easier than stopping mid.
The completionist is, just nicer to finish on an episode ending, and then you know that you can open the next envelope when you get the game back out.
I think it was, My Island was like an enjoyable experience, but one that you're not going to think about too much after it's gone, basically.
Yeah, I think that's true. I really, really love playing it at the time, but you're right, I don't think about it too much after. But if there was like another theme one that came out again, then I think we would definitely always play it, right? So yes, very much enjoy it.
So those were our top 10 most played games of 2024, the calendar year. Would love to know what your top most played game was. Does it match with ours? Or would it be Arcs, like a lot of people I expect? If you found this video fun or helpful, please consider subscribing if you're not already. If you have any questions about the games, please ask us, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
See ya.